Hello and welcome to Vulcan Incorporated. We have called Foley, Alabama home for over 50 years. We are an employee-owned company that specializes in the manufacturing of the highway signs that you see around America. Today, we are going to highlight the process behind producing a stop sign. We see stop signs every day as we drive, but few people actually know how they are made and what a cool process it is. Vulcan has been making traffic signs since 1965. We produce the aluminum, stamp out the sign blank, and use a screening process to apply the ink that gives the sign the red over the white color that we all recognize. First, we start with raw aluminum ingot, which we melt and combine with other alloying elements, such as magnesium, to produce 5052 alloy aluminum. This is the grade of aluminum used to produce traffic signs to state government specifications. After the metal in our furnace reaches a molten temperature of 1350 degrees, we start the continuous casting process. Molten aluminum moves into a continuous caster which cools and solidifies the aluminum into a solid slab that is 3/4 of an inch thick. The slab continues on to the rolling mill, which reduces the thickness and is then wound into a coil. Once the coil cools, we then use a process called cold rolling. In this step, the coils are put on a payoff mandrel and run through a cold mill to reduce the aluminum to the customer's desired thickness for the sign. The cold rolling process also gives the aluminum a bright, shiny finish. The next step is to tension level the coil. Tension leveling is a process intended to correct shape issues by passing over sets of rolls to flex and stretch the aluminum to remove buckling and introduce a uniform flatness. This process is critical to ensure that the finished stop sign is flat. In the final stage, we process the coil on the finishing line by applying a finishing oil and slit the coil to the width needed to make the sign. The finished coils from the Vulcan aluminum mill are then transferred to Vulcan metal stampings, where we stamp the coils into sign blanks. The coil is then fed through a straightener feeder into a die. The die is mounted in a press which punches out the desired shape and hole pattern. These sign blanks are then sent to our third plant, Vulcan Signs, to continue the journey to becoming a finished sign. Here the aluminum coils are cut into pattern-sized sheets and then sent to the laser, which cuts the finished sign shapes and the required hole pattern needed by the customer. We may also process sheets in the fabrication department using punch presses and dies to cut the shape of the sign. The process we choose depends on the quantity of a particular sign shape that needs to be produced. Once the sign is cut from either the laser or the stamping department, we clean and treat the metal with a chromate conversion coat. The chromate treatment allows the reflective sheeting to adhere to the aluminum blank and also provides another level of protection from corrosion. Signs can be screen printed or digitally printed. With stop signs, we apply reflective sheeting onto the aluminum blanks through a squeeze roll process. We load the blanks onto a feed belt with the rollers applying the sheeting. Excess laminate is cleanly trimmed off and the trimmed sign blank is placed on the material cart for transport to the screening department. The screen prep department prepares aluminum screen frames using hand and pneumatic equipment to pull the fabric tightly and gluing it to the frame. The screen is coated with a photosensitive emulsion and dried. Artwork negatives are taped on and exposed to high-intensity light to develop the stop image onto the screen. It is then rinsed out, dried, and given a final quality control check before heading to the screening department for placement on the semi-automatic screen press. The reflective sign is placed onto the screening table and is printed with one pass of transparent red ink. Finally, the sign is placed on a drying rack and rolled into the batch oven to cure before being prepared for shipment. Vulcan Utility Signs provides the utility industry with a full range of high-performance marking solutions. While many of their signs are still screen printed due to the excellent outdoor durability of this process, many signs are digitally printed directly onto the metal instead. Signs are typically digitally printed if there are multiple colors on the sign, which would make the screening process inefficient. In this case, digital printing is the superior option. As a forward-thinking company that has a unique position with 4 integrated plants, Vulcan Incorporated has been a market leader for over 50 years, providing the highest quality products, customer service, and competitive prices available. As an employee-owned company, we are unified by our commitment to grow our employees, our culture, and our performance. We empower our employees to shape and lead Vulcan's future through enrichment and advancement opportunities. We inspire an open and optimistic culture where safety comes first, success is celebrated, and our community is positively impacted. We achieve strong financial performance through operational excellence and continuous improvement. Please visit us at vulcaninc.com for more information on our products and exciting job opportunities.